Lamella, lovely cushion header. But Gerrard, you beauty! Balotelli, Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again. Here he is again. Here he is again. It's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
Great. So, Coaches Don't Play podcast number 3. Mr. Harvey Mahoney.
The Almighty.
The Almighty. I normally do interviews. I normally take it seriously, but today we're just waffling about football.
That's the best way to be, really, isn't it? Football.
Yeah. So,
and it, mate.
Yeah, my first question, Harvey.
Yes.
So, what football club do you support?
I support Arsenal FC.
Is that the only football club you've ever supported?
Yeah. Since birth, mate. I've got red in my feet, you know what I mean?
Since birth. Is that the only shade of red in your birth?
Somehow I knew you'd come to this. That's the first thing you would ask me. Of all the questions you could possibly ask, and you go straight to that one. I'm not happy with you.
You love Fernando Torres.
Speaking about Fernando Torres, I've written something down about him, but that'll probably come up later on.
Mate, you've done research.
Of course, mate. I've done a good 1, 2, 3. I've done a good 4 pages.
Off.
I told you, mate. I spent more effort on this than I did my coursework this morning.
I love that from you.
Exactly. That's dedication. It is purest.
Yeah. So, obviously, I made a PowerPoint of just some stuff. Start off nice and easy. So we talk about, we have 11 players. You can pick any formation you want. Not necessarily the best players, but your favourite players of all time.
All right, so we're going off of that then.
Yeah.
I actually made 3 teams in preparation. I know. I had a legend team.
Yep.
A team of like my current best kind of players, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my favourite all-time 11.
Right, run me off your favourite all-time 11, and then we'll go off from there.
Okay, so in goal we have Buffon.
Yeah, solid choice there.
I mean, going off to the right, so right back, I have Dani Alves, the most decorated player in football history.
He even got the stats to back it up.
I know, and then so the centre back partner of dreams, I've gone for VVD. The Almighty Virgil van Dijk. And Vidic.
That is mean.
Oh, that is a scary name in football. And then, when it came to left back, I was kind of struggling. Mm-hmm. But just of like watching videos and clips and performances in the Champions League, I've gone for Alphonso Davies.
Oh.
I know, very, very good.
I thought you were going to say Carlos, Roberto Carlos then.
Funny enough, he was the left back on my Legends team.
Oh,
and so I've gone for a 4-4-2 standard. That's a Russell Smith formation, that one.
Straight at the Sean Dice.
The left mids and the right mids. So starting from the left, I went for Raheem Sterling.
Oh, Raheem Sterling.
I know. It's just something about every time I watched him, especially last season as well. Every game was a joy, really. Like when I got the time to actually watch. And then the partnership in the middle, it's a bit sus. It's a bit weird, but I've gone for Mesut Ozil.
Yeah.
And Steven Gerrard.
Steven Gerrard and Mesut Ozil.
But I've kind of gone from this, like, from their peak performances. Yeah. How good? Yeah.
I mean, I guess that could work.
Yeah, it's a very weird partnership. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've never front of the Sun newspaper. The right mid. I've actually gone for Alexis Sanchez so we can get the prime Sanchez and Ozil combination.
He was back in the day.
Yeah, mate, trust me, that back in the day was carnage. The game was over before they even kicked the ball. But coming with the 2 strikers, I've gone for Fernando Torres and Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll, Fernando Torres.
I've gone for Jamie Vardy, so Torres and Vardy.
That is pace.
There'd be brown stains in my pants if I went against that strike force. And I've even gone as far to do subs bench and a manager.
Go. Who's your manager first?
Rafa Benitez.
Oh,
The man of dreams. The man of dreams.
What Benitez? We talking about Newcastle Benitez or Liverpool Benitez?
We're going prime Liverpool. Rafa Benitez.
2005.
The 2005, the dream years, mate. And then going off of that, we have the substitutes, and I've gone for how many got there? 5 respective names.
Respected, very respected.
Yes, James Milner.
Legend.
I mean, this one not so. Payet, Dimitri Payet.
Dimitri Payet. That is a name.
Premier League legend, mate. Just like the short stint he actually had at West.
The free
West
kicks.
Once he left. Coming off this, I've got Papi Cisse.
Oh yes.
Yaya Toure.
Legend.
And the final one, I've gone for Demba Ba.
Oh, the Denver Bar.
For obvious reasons, Tyler. For obvious reasons.
Right.
You remember that game?
I think we should call it a day. It's been great having you.
This has been the Coaches Don't Play podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of my all-time favourite team.
That is. I mean, Ozil and Gerrard's obviously a combination. But
I'd love to see that.
I mean, just the thought of Alphonso Davies, Sterling, and then Alexis Sanchez and Dani Alves is kind of naughty. I think that's. Where would that come in the Premier League? What are you saying? Do you reckon that's up there with City?
All in their prime.
All in their prime, that's winning the Prem. With Benitez as manager.
I'll do the treble with that team, I reckon, mate.
Do you reckon? The treble?
100%. Especially with Rafa Benitez, the mastermind, controlling it all. But yeah, definitely.
So you have your Legends team, and what was your other one?
And like my current kind of favourite team, which I think would easily win the show.
Let's go with the current.
Current. So in goal, I've gone for Alisson.
Oh, I love that from you. Do you think he? Right. Just a side note. Is he the best goalkeeper in the world?
In my opinion, yes. I
think so as well.
I mean, he's had a couple, silly mistakes.
He has not been on form.
Oh yeah, he's made there was that game. I forget, was it Man City? And he just kept making loads of mistakes. Like he passed.
Yeah, he made 2 mistakes. Yeah, and I cried myself to sleep.
Yeah, iconic. I think it was Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville commentating, and I was like, all the meme pages and Instagram pages. But so Alisson, and then on the right back, I've gone for Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Mate, see, look, Harvey, you can just tell me you're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah,
right?
Trust me, it gets better than this.
Rob Holding.
It's Mustafi and Callum Chambers in the middle.
Jesus Christ! How have you gone from Callum Chambers to Mustafi?
So I've gone for Ruben Diaz and Virgil van Dijk.
I mean, that's insane.
I mean, the impact those 2 players have on their respective clubs is unreal.
I rate Diaz highly.
Oh, he's insane. Some of the performances he's put in this season, honestly. And then on the left back position, I've gone for the almighty Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney.
Accent to go with it.
Oh yeah, try. I've been working on that all day. I mean, that's the only thing I've been doing.
He's put his student call.
Oh. And then so this is a 4-3-3 formation.
Yep.
The 3 in the middle, Kevin De Bruyne.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really have to say anything for that.
For itself, doesn't it?
Then I've gone for Bruno Fernandez, which
you're Bruno fan.
My Bruno fan.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Really?
Obviously, I hate United.
Obviously.
So they can get in the bin, but Bruno Fernandez, everything he's done for the club, and he's been there. How long's he been there for?
A year and a bit.
That's what I mean. A year and a bit. The impact he's had. He's won 4 player of the month. So that's it.
Mate, you should work for Sky Sports.
Oh, trust me.
4 player of the months. Dani Alves won the most trophies. Yep.
Well, if you want me to go after this, Bruno also in 28 games he has scored 16 goals and got 10 assists.
How many of those are penalties?
We will not talk about that. Well, in that case, I'm getting rid of Bruno Fernandez and I'm putting in Granit Xhaka. So legend of the game. And also to mention, in the Europa League, he's got 2 goals in 2 games.
Which only the best. That's top tier.
Yeah, so that's that's not even my team finished. And then the final midfielder is Kimmich. from Bayern Munich.
Oh, yeah, he's class.
Yeah, he has. I mean, I've only seen like brief videos of him, but what he does in the way he can like control the ball in the midfield is honestly it's world class.
Versatile as well. Play right back, play midfield.
Oh yeah, like the diversity of like his actual positionings on match. 1 second, I've got a drink. Hydration is key, and then the three up top. I'll start from the right. I've got Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, I mean, future Ballon d'Or winner.
In my opinion, yes, but I think Haaland's definitely going to give him a run for his money. And speaking of Haaland, he's actually my striker.
That is naughty.
And the left wing, I was not confused, but kind of conflicted between these two players. Mm-hmm. And it was between Cristiano Ronaldo and Sadio Mane.
Oh, see, no Messi.
I know, yeah. I'm thinking. I know. Obviously, Ronaldo's aging as well, but I'm just thinking, like current kind of team. I don't know if Ronaldo or Mane. So this is the team that's going to win the Champions League, for like the future years as well.
But then you got to think Ronaldo in the Champions League, is there a better player?
Oh, very true. Off of experiences as well, yeah, definitely. But then, I mean, Mane's won it as well. So
yeah. So when you've picked your favourite players in your current team, I've noticed you've picked Tierney over Davies and Sterling. Who'd you put at the left wing?
Who'd put left wing? What in my current one?
If you put Mbappe, you put Mbappe over Sterling, which I mean everyone else would do. But so what's the difference?
The difference between the two players?
Yeah, what's the difference between like you put them in your favourite team and in your current team?
Mainly, I won't know. I'm just being biased. I just wanted to get a couple Arsenal players and ego feel a bit better.
Maitland-Niles?
Pardon?
Maitland-Niles?
Oh, he'd go in over Trent any day. Playing him right.
I do have to say this, and I might break a few Arsenal fans' heart. Maitland-Niles is the most overrated footballer I've ever seen in my life.
No chance.
One of them. I don't rate him. I'm sorry. I do not rate him. He can take a penalty, but I mean...
Yeah, he's so calm and collected on the penalty. You must have seen, there's so many videos of that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I can do that.
Can you?
I can do that penalty, but he can't do anything else.
No, it's just like he just doesn't get enough game time. I think because where like obviously opportunities were given to like Smith Rowe and Saka and stuff, he can't really fit in, especially because he wants the midfield position. And where we've brought in obviously Partey, got Granit Xhaka there at the moment, Martin Odegaard as well. Them chances are going to be limited. Hence why he's gone out to for West Brom on loan. But I think he's doing quite well there, isn't he?
He's not doing too bad, to be fair. But I still don't rate him.
Still don't like him.
No. But when you brought in Odegaard, I saw a bunch of Arsenal fans go, well, I don't know about Odegaard. I think it'd be a really good backup for Smith Rowe. I thought, oh, shut up, mate. Smith Rowe's good. Like, he's a good player. Like he's good for the Championship.
The Championship, get out.
Mate, Luton Town versus Huddersfield last season. Smith Rowe, right, was playing for Huddersfield.
Yes.
Luton smashed them.
Yeah, but that's Huddersfield Town. Do you know what I mean? Like, where were they? They're in the Premier League. They got. Was it one season they lasted?
2 seasons, I think they lasted.
Two seasons. Well, I mean, either way, it just shows that they're not cut out for that kind of league. And I think just the main reason we sent it there is just for experience, really.
Yeah. He went to Leipzig, didn't play, did he? He was injured.
Oh, you know what? I've actually forgot about that. I knew he went there, but
yeah. A lot of players are going to Leipzig didn't get much. I mean, I know for Oliver Burke, who's now at Sheffield, didn't get much time. I know Ampadu went there last season, didn't get much time. Smith Rowe got injured there, and Adamola Lookman, I think he only got like a few games.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, see, I don't get why they. I mean, they have even though obviously so many of their players, Leipzig, their players have been like obviously taken by bigger clubs. Obviously, Chelsea taken Werner. Who else went up?
I think Upamecano's going to Bayern.
Yeah, I think he went for like 50, 60 million.
Yeah.
They're losing the kind of quality in their squad, and I think they're bringing in these youngsters, but they just don't give them, the opportunity, the time of day and stuff. I think that's why, even though they're being sent there, because they're still a big club that are accepting these kind of like lower,
because they were. I mean, 5-6 years ago, I think they were like the second or third tier of German football.
Oh yeah.
They're like an MK Don. They're the MK Dons of the German league, but actually worked out. Because Red Bull took over a local club and then they just completely transformed it.
Yeah.
And then they signed. I think their big sign. They signed Poulsen, the old Danish. I want to say he's Danish. He's been there since like the third tier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know you're about. Yeah, yeah. He's got like the kind of afro, but
Yes.
yeah. I always. I think he had a card in FIFA, and that's how I kind of know.
That's how you know.
Yeah, that's how I know. Yeah, definitely. That's where all my football knowledge comes from, mate. That's why.
Trust me. In geography, the flags come up.
And I mean, I only got a 4 in geography, so
I
I'm
didn't
willing.
take it. That's mate. Still, I would got a 9, easy 9, I reckon.
Easy 9 in geography, just from football.
Yeah. What flags? But just if it was just based on flags.
Oh, yeah, that's where all my flag knowledge comes from. It's definitely on FIFA. Like there'll be people like we used to do like quizzes in geography. I remember we used to have Mr. Camden. Sorry, I'm waffling.
What, man?
We used to have a big Cando, and we done this like flag.
Green Street.
Pardon?
Wasn't he in Green Street?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
He was in Green Street, wasn't he?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Camden. It was.
Not?
What's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. I can picture his face.
He's huge.
Mr. Gibbs.
Mr. Gibbs. So
Oh.
if you watch Green Street, the famous football, it's not really a documentary, is it? It's what is it?
It's a film. It's just a film.
Yeah, a football film about West Ham. When in the first few scenes when they go into the underground, and they sit and the West Ham fans meet the Spurs fans. I think he's on the Spurs fan side.
Yeah, he's the one who spits at him.
Yeah, he's the tallest one there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you see him get laid out in a scene. I'm pretty sure someone knocks him out like one punch. That was his claim to fame. Though. I swear, every single assembly he'd come in and be like, "Oh yeah, I'll Green Street."
Seriously, Green Street.
Right,
So it's not bad for him to be in as well.
Oh yeah. He was a decent teacher, to be fair. God, how have we gone from speaking about?
Mate, I don't mind this. I just want to take this podcast just to ramble about football, mate.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of fact for everyone to know that our teacher was actually in Green
Next time
Street.
you watch it, look out for a massive unit.
When I found that out, I went straight to my mum and I told her.
I searched. I tried to find it on Google and could not find it for ages, and I rewatched it and I paused it at the exact moment I found him.
Yeah. You see, from Spitz was a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got a Sorry. What did you say?
No, go on.
I know. I mean, going off of that and kind of going towards another kind of question. I'm trying to swap it around. So I want to ask you a couple questions.
Oh yeah, it's fine, mate.
So I have 3 here. Actually, no, I have 4 that I've written down. Who is your? I mean, you might have answered this when obviously you dove through it. And is it Mikhail Smith or
Yeah.
on your podcast? Who is your kind of biggest icon / inspiration in your life? Like, who do you look up to the most? I mean, you probably answered this before. It'd be good to hear it again.
I look up to the most.
It could be anyone. I don't have to be famous. It could be your dad.
See, now this is a bit of a question I don't really know the answer to, which is quite disappointing. But I can sort of talk about it. But I look up to people who I want to be, the lifestyle I want to have.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd like to. I know I'm gonna name a few things, but like so any football manager really is I sort of look up to them. Because that's what I want to be. Or I know this sounds strange, but like either some people like the football people on YouTube, like people like True Geordie, when their literal job is just to watch and talk about football.
Yeah, I mean, obviously football is it's a massive passion of yours. Like, you've always been into it. I don't know if I've got to know how long. I was like back in the day.
I mean, we used to be what 2 doors down if you really work it out.
Oh, what for me and you where we used to live?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Me and you, we would go out from the crack of dawn to as soon as the lamppost started shining, and we'd be out there all day. And there was that kind of segment where the cars could like turn around and stuff, and there was that fenced off. And me and you would kick ball, honestly, from you talking. As soon as your eyes opened, as soon as your eyes could, like, you know what I mean?
I remember your mum moaned at me once because I knocked on your door sort of like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
And, but that's you enough. Yeah,
that's true. But going off a bit, I mean, I would like to. I think you were my first proper mate.
Oh yeah. Funny, that was my second question. Obviously, coming on to the ones I'm asking you now. What's the favourite memory of us like being mates? Like we obviously how old were you? Bullying me.
Because apparently, right. See, my childhood was sort of a blur, and I do remember bits of it, but then people go like, I remember when I was talking to my mum about it. She goes, "Oh yeah, you think you bullied Harvey?" I was like, "Nah, that can't be me."
To be fair, looking back at fighters and myself, I probably would have bullied myself if I had the choice. If I was in someone else's shoes, I'd probably pick on me as well. I deserved it.
But favourite moment, oh my god! See, when I think about you and me and sort of our like childhood together, Agent Cody Banks, does that ring a bell?
Agent Cody Banks. How didn't that get offered like for an Oscar or something? That should have been.
That should have won a few Grammys. That should have won some kind of
Every
award.
single award like ceremony there is. That should have been at the top nominee.
That's the first thing that came into my head.
Agent Cody Banks. To be fair, I mean, there's one story which kind of sums me up where we was little. Could I possibly reveal the Pooey Pants story?
Oh, I knew it! I swear. All right, I swear to God. Right, okay. Now this looks really bad on me, but they weren't mine. So
they could have been yours.
They wasn't. Can I tell the story to make it seem better?
Yeah, and I'll fill in any information.
Okay. So, I fucking knew this would come up. So, where we used to live, there used to be a fence, as you mentioned, and a tree behind that fence. But there used to be a, I don't know if this was then, but there used to be like a, so like, picture it like a stone sort of pillar, and then emptiness and a stone pillar, more fence. But that got fenced up, and then someone cut a hole through it so we can go into the field. And there was a cement mixer, right, really close to the fence. Obviously, it was me, you, and your two cousins.
Yeah, it was my cousin Will
Yeah.
Q, and it was also my granddad's stepson.
Shout out.
Yes, shout out to them too.
No, fuck them actually, because they took the piss out of me. so the cement mixer was there, and obviously I looked into it. I just looked in. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then I picked it up. Shit stained pants, wasn't it? It sort of traumatised me.
It was the way, like, obviously. So me and my cousin are standing there. I think it was Tyler. There was another Tyler who did
Tyler Johnson. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to him as well. He kind of like, his dad mowed a section of like the grass in the field, and he had like a football goal thing there. And I think we must have been standing there kicking ball. Or there was a tree next to like the fence, and you could climb up the tree and look up.
Yeah.
I think we were easier there, but we looked down and we just see you pick up these pair of pants. And you're like, yo, look at me, I found pants. And obviously, yeah, you're laughing.
Yeah.
And then it was sudden like laugh just turned to like discontent and like terror because we just seen it like shit dripping from these.
Mate, honestly,
it was jank.
Honestly, when I started this podcast, I didn't think we'd go down this route.
On my questions, that was at the top. I was just waiting to slowly lead to that,
mate. Yeah. Honestly, as soon as you mentioned like any other stories, that's the first thing that came to my head.
The Pooey Pants were also good. I could also just like a massive game from one of your like childhood was definitely. I know this is kind of going off topic, but Halo Reach as well.
Mate, Halo Reach and Halo 3 was.
I swear, me and you thought that we made a map.
We were convinced we made a map, and today I'm still my claim to fame. It's on my CV.
Life's biggest achievements.
Halo Reach map. If you just scroll down.
What was it called again? But like it was like big like sky base, wasn't it?
It was. If you played Halo Reach, right?
Forge. It was Forge.
Forge. If you played Halo Reach on Forge, if you didn't, then stop watching the podcast. Go home. You're not welcome. But I'm gonna talk Halo now. So when you spawn on the base, right? In the hangar area on the mountain, if you go out and you turn a right to the waterfall, on a game map there is a building, and for some reason we were convinced that we made it.
Oh, I was convinced. Like I would back that till the end. Like I was swearing on my mother's life.
I would get sued and still defend it.
I don't know. We must have. I still believe that we made it, but no one did because it was on everyone's kind of like everyone.
But okay, I know this sounds really weird. This sounds kind of capping, but like I sort of in my head can picture me on your living room floor making that map on Forge and sending it off, because I know you could send off map. I know there's a way to share it.
Yeah, you shared it as like a community thing, wasn't it? You could
Yeah.
like share. But honestly, I was convinced that I made that.
That's our claim to fame.
You were the pioneers of Halo Forge.
Oh, what a game! We have really gone off, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, from where this started off about my favourite football, like XI, where it is now. I mean,
what's your other questions?
I had one more before we can obviously move on to the next kind of topics. But it was, what's your kind of goals for the podcast in like the future?
So, the goal for this podcast is I've recently just got a job working with kids in an after and before school club in Stevenage.
Yeah, that was mentioned. I don't know who that was mentioned with, but
I think it was Linus, I think. But
yeah.
So that was recently, and I think I've told the story. How obviously I thought the podcast was in the shower. Blah blah blah. I had a shower thought, and then I just decided to research it, and I thought, oh yeah, podcast. So what? Because I know my brother has a microphone, so that's what I'm using now. Just borrow that. Yeah. Plug in my headphones. I'll just find the recording thing. So you need a podcast host. What's a podcast host? So I need to sign up to someone to host it for me to sort of like distribute my podcast. And I was like, oh right then. Then I realised, well, I need to get this. I need to get that. I thought, fucking hell. So so that I got that all sorted, and I thought, right. So I thought to myself, what my goals? And I thought my goals are to get like knowledge. So it's called Coaches Don't Play, which is a sort of quote I sometimes say when because I used to say it when I was single for 16 years at one point. It was a streak, almost a world record, and when I used to give relationship advice because I thought I actually knew something, and then someone would say like, oh, how don't you have a girlfriend? I say, coaches don't play. And that's what sort of came to my head, and I thought, well, I want to be a coach, and then it's the word in it. So I thought if I got coaches on to the podcast and sort of gain knowledge off them and sort of get more just have good experiences.
Oh yeah, definitely,
yeah. So I thought if I could make money off it as a hobby, is something that obviously appeals to me because I love money. And
he doesn't
exactly. And the second thing is just getting good experiences. Really, I mean, getting the middleweight champion boxer, English middleweight champion boxer, and a former professional footballer in the first 2 episodes is mind blowing for me because I thought that would be like 20 episodes down the road.
I mean, to me, just from seeing that, obviously, like you've got, is it the middleweight kind of champion at the moment?
Yeah, he's the English middleweight champion. He's ninth British boxer.
Yeah, that's unreal. Especially like obviously like you're kind of coming up from the foundation of like starting your podcast as well.
Yeah.
But is it Craig McElsmith?
Craig McElsmith, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the teams he's played for, stuff like I've done a little bit of research on him as well before like actually like looking at the interview.
I'm proud of you, man. You did all the research.
I trust Statman Harv.
Statman Harv. So Statman Dave.
But yeah, just seeing like that, obviously like you've got like 2 like massive names coming on your podcast, and then now you've gone from that high to so low getting me on. What has happened? It's gone downhill. The 3rd episode in, I feel. What's happened?
Well, I thought to myself is I thought because I remember you commented on my Instagram. You put like a block of stuff to put down there, and I read that and I felt like you should. What's the word I'm looking for? Like you didn't have to. There you go. I don't know why that was so hard to say. You didn't have to do it, and it was like it's a great podcast. So we'll be tuning in again, and a bit more than that. I thought it's just like seeing like your mates. Because normally when like you start like a podcast, like your mates normally take the piss out of you. And, I've had a little bit of that, but like I've also had like a lot of support from everyone. Yeah. And it's been great. But then when I was talking to you, and I said I could love to have you on, and because I've just like it doesn't have to be like interviewing every week. It doesn't have to be dead serious. Like talking about your child and talking about football. Not everyone wants to listen about that, but then we might. You know what I mean? They might, instead of being interesting, it might be funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but no, don't, mate. You've been great so far. Mate. You've done so much more than I expected. I'm shocked.
Since we spoke about it for the first time, honestly, I've been so excited. Like this whole weekend, I was like sitting there, obviously, thinking, tomorrow. I even written it in my diary. I was like, I had the time and everything. Like, obviously, I set everything up. I'm just sitting. I'm in my mum's room, which is the most quiet room in the house. I've got my bottle of water. I've got my laptop in case I have to do anything with that. I was set. Like, I was literally so excited.
Proud of you, man.
I know. I love
it. We do this again.
Oh, 100%. This has been good. And also, it's not only a kind of like podcast, like just talking about like interviewing people and stuff and asking them questions. It's also a kind of catch up as well.
Yeah.
With the kind of with COVID and stuff, like we obviously can't go see you. We're playing the same football team as well.
Yeah, and we still haven't seen each other for months.
Oh god, it's been ages. Like we had that brief stint where I could see each other, and then it was like next week, training's off, we're back in lockdown. So it's like, it was all, having this catch up as well is good. Even though we've gone off topic, we've only answered one of the questions. It's been amazing. I've still loved it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we should definitely do this. Like, we should do whenever Arsenal lose. I'd love to get you on so you can shout and get content.
Yeah, I think we're going to speak about Arsenal later on. So
we definitely are. Yeah, but
it's going to be emotional.
I mean, I don't. So much to say, so little to do. But actually, I want to go back to your first question because I didn't think I finished it.
Oh yeah.
So I just want to go. I don't have an idol. I don't have someone I looked up to. I look up to a lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like. Yeah, because I don't really look at someone. I do. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to a lot of people. Like obviously, like my parents. Sometimes they don't know that. But,
yeah.
My mum she won't hear this. She don't listen. So fuck her. I'm joking. I love you, mum. I tell her to watch. Wait, how long is this in the podcast? It's been 33 minutes. I tell her to watch this bit.
I love it, Chrissy.
Yeah. But yeah, I do. I don't really look up to someone, but yeah, just a lifestyle.
The thing is, going off of like inspiration and that, like, there's so many people that kind of inspire me. But going off of the same thing like you're kind of saying about the lifestyle you look up to, there's a difference between like looking up to someone who's an inspiration, like because they're famous. Let's say like girls want to look up to Harry Styles because he's famous and stuff, and obviously he does lifestyle. But I think it's very like mature what you've said of being like, you want that kind of a good lifestyle.
It's also dangerous as well because you can also fall for the wrong lifestyle.
Oh yeah, the thing is, with fame comes loads of like flaws and.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing about it. Like, there's so many. I mean, it doesn't happen as often now, but when people get like so much media attention and stuff, like they do turn to like drugs and that. So I hope if the coaches like a podcast goes, the views go through the roof. Hopefully, you don't become a heroin addict.
If you see me with a microphone underneath a bridge with a line of ketamine, just don't question it.
Crackheads don't play podcast.
Crackheads don't play podcast.
Welcome back. We're under the bridge.
Yeah, welcome to episode number 372. We're Jimmy the Dealer.
Jim the Dealer's came. We're going to talk about prices.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Welcome to the section. Who wants to win a gram?
Gram giveaway. All you got to do is tag 3 friends. Proof of listening. Oh my god, we've gone right off the rails.
Right. Let's swing it back. Right. God, I have some things put down here. Let's go with a simple question. Do you have a second team, Harvey Mahoney?
A second team, yeah. So I've had a little bit of time to think about this, and I don't really have a second team, but I have like a collective like list of team that I do enjoy to watch.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I've also got ready, so I'll leave it down. Obviously, I've got Liverpool.
Yep.
We touched upon this at the start.
They're in your heart.
They're in my heart. They always will be. Also, Luton Town FC. I know you're
I love that.
Supporter of them as well. Yeah. Obviously, is it Kenilworth Park? Kenilworth.
Kenilworth.
Kenilworth. Yeah, I've been down there like 2-3 times now.
Mate, tell you what. I will take. I promise. I will take you once lockdown ends. Once we can go.
Oh, I'm all over. Just give me a day and I'll be there. Honestly, I forget what it was. I don't know the exact game, but I know like what's his name was playing. I forget his name. Oh,
I'm trying to say.
Luar.
Oh, Kazenga Lawala.
He is unreal. When I watched him, I'm thinking this geezer's unreal.
So good they named him twice.
I don't know what game it was. I
Get
can't
the
remember.
champagne on ice.
Oh yeah, everyone was trying that as well. Honestly. And I must. There was this geezer. I remember going down there. Obviously, Luton, like, it's. I mean, it does have a bit of a reputation.
It does
but
have a reputation, which
all the fans were so sound, and I was there with shout out to like Liam Hughes and that. I was down there and the Butler twins, and we're there. Geezer for the whole game. I think it was in the kind of like the run up to them being promoted to the championship.
Mm-hmm.
But like he must have been, like you like stamp on your chair and the chair leg goes up and down, and the kind of flip ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the same. He was smashing that against the backboard, but he'd done it for 90 minutes. And every time we'd get closer to the goal, we'd even score. He would try and rip the chair off of the actual
it is good atmosphere. It is.
It's unreal. Like, honestly, all the chants and that.
It does have a reputation, which is so. I mean, for some places in Luton, obviously it's worse than others. But like people don't. Once you drive into Luton, the outskirts of Luton's lovely.
Yeah, it's all right to be fair. One of my mum's friends as well. He lives next door to. This is why how I kind of got into like Luton and stuff. He's next door neighbours with James Justin, the Leicester.
Oh, the Leicester right back.
Yeah, his parents live there.
Is he?
Yes, he obviously he's friends with the parents, but James Justin used to always come down there, and he used to do loads for his like mum and that as well. Like,
yeah, he's a quality player.
He is, and he settled to the Premier League surprisingly well.
100%. I've seen people like say like, oh, should he go to the Euros? I mean, it's a big shout, but like, he's been so good. I mean, he's injured at the moment.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I mean, other than the injury, like he has been so consistent, and I mean the pressure from coming up. Like he was there when they were in League One as well, I believe.
He's been James Justin. He was there. I know. Okay, this was Josh De Silva for Brentford, and who's the Newcastle left back?
Newcastle left back.
Jamal Lewis.
No, that's Norwich, I believe.
He's at Newcastle now.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow.
Them three came out of the Luton Academy together, but Josh and Lewis, they went off, and he stayed. He could have went earlier. I think he could have went sort of like when we were like midway through League 2 to League 1, but he stayed until we got into the Championship. Yeah, which you got to respect. He's a local lad.
Yeah, how are you doing in the Championship at the moment? How is it?
Decent, to be fair. We did lose 3-0 to Norwich at the weekend.
Yeah,
but I think we're mid-table. We're doing well for the size of us.
I watched some of the highlights of that game as well. Timu Pukki scoring 2 goals.
Yeah, I mean
it's a shame you can show that kind of class in the
Prem. He was for the first 2 months.
He got player of the month, didn't he?
He did. I had that card on FIFA. Absolutely smashed it.
At what rate was that?
84?
84, yeah. I mean, especially at the start of FIFA as well, the hype's unreal surrounding cards. Anyway, still going on second team. Yeah. I have two teams that are close to my heart.
Okay.
Olsey Town FC.
I mean, your first love.
Honestly, I mean, growing up there my entire life, basically, until like 2-3, about 2 years now. I don't know, can't remember the exact time I moved in the summertime. But they used to do a thing that if you're under 16, tickets were free.
Yeah, exactly.
And I got in about, I think, as soon as I turned 16, I used to go, like, not every week, but I go, like, when I got the time, like, off of work and stuff, I used to always go.
Yeah.
It was really good. Like, the atmosphere there, obviously, it's not really mental, but, like, they were still...
Yeah, but for a small club.
It's a decent turnout as well, yeah. And I remember just watching some of the people, but it was just funny as well, because you can hear what they're saying on the pitch, and that's just... And there was a centre back, Aaron Gooch, and like he was
Gucci.
Gucci was unreal. Honestly, when I watched him, oh my god.
He came out of the youth system, didn't he?
Yeah. He's been there. God, he's been there years. Yes. And then also, is it Ryan Lamond?
Ryan Lamond.
Ryan Lamond, yeah. Oh, he was.
I was talking to Riley about him the other day. Actually.
Yeah. He was actually all right. Like he's been there God knows how many years as well. Because I've got him on Facebook. I watch all the updates and stuff.
He liked my post on Twitter once. So basically, best mates.
Oh yeah, you are best friends. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Only since day dot. And then the final team I had, which is going to be kind of a future team, is actually Nottingham Forest.
Oh, Nottingham Forest.
I'm going to Nottingham Uni.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going there in September. Yeah, I've booked my accommodation over there and everything, but
Right.
I'm looking to kind of get a season ticket for them.
Oh, so if you don't, have you considered going to Notts County?
Oh yeah, you know what? Funny, I was speaking to Ellis and Bradley about it, but I think that I was like, I'd rather go there. But it's quite not quite far away. It's like another 40-minute walk from like the we're staying. I was like, yeah, it'd be good to do that. I don't think they're in the football leagues anymore.
They are in the Vanarama National. I think they're in.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they've literally
Be
just gone
cheaper
out.
though, isn't it?
Oh god, it'd be 10 times cheaper. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it's like 50, and it was like 130 for the Nottingham. I'm pretty sure.
Jesus.
There's just something to do on the weekend because obviously uni, it's all based around clubbing and golf and
You're none of that, are you? None of
Pardon?
that. You're none of that, are you? You're very, very well mannered. Don't drink. Don't
I don't drink. I get up at 7 every morning to go think.
do a run. Meditate.
Do you know what? I actually went through a stage of meditating. I used to go to a club. Yeah, I used to go to a club with my nan. And honestly, I used to, one time I got really into it because this geezer talks to you and stuff. And I'm sitting there and I got really, really into it. And I'm like, oh my god, I can feel it. Like I started feeling all tingly in that. Like I'm feeling.
Is that
God,
ASMR?
Yeah, it was. It was like opening my third eye. Like I was all tingly inside. And that. But then I kind of the next two sessions, I started to fall asleep. And they'd always give you a jug of water before to obviously fill your drink up and stuff.
Yeah.
One time I thought I woke up from this kind of meditated state because I thought I pissed myself. I was that warm and just cozy. I was shit, and I felt it up. And he was "Are you okay, Harvey?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I thought obviously I'm lying. I was like, "Oh, I just got a bit cold, got a bit chilly or something like that."
I can't picture you meditating.
No, I love me a bit of meditation. Honestly,
meditation. It's honestly something I never thought you would say.
Me and my nan used to just sit there and occasionally I'd open my eyes and cause you're allowed to have it. You can meditate opening your eyes. You don't have to close it. It's not all about holding your legs together and humming. People. I was in there with a bunch of OAPs really. So half of them were asleep. One lad was snoring the whole session. And after he snoozes, he gets up and she looks at us and goes, "Oh, same time next week." It's like you drove to this youth centre just to cry. I know it's ironic because being on OAP, you're not really youthful.
Yeah.
But coming there, it was unreal. I was like, I love it. Me and my nan would just look at each other and just pissing ourselves laughing. Because obviously he's whispering to you, he's like, just think about your fingertips and how they feel when you touch the senses, and it's just all this kind of not what going on for that, and I'm just there and I'm like, oh god, I just look over at my nan. Shout out to Nanny Liz.
And her birthday the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the same as Riley's, 2nd of March.
Is it?
Yeah, I know, that's crazy. That I think it was also Justin Bieber's birthday as well, but obviously not on the kind of levels as.
Oh, obviously not the celebrity charts.
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, we are waffling. But I'm loving. Hopefully, people listen to this and actually laugh with us instead of at us.
We met a fair few people from my childhood as well, so if they're listening,
we shouted a lot of people out.
I've even shouted out my nan. I'm trying to shout out everyone.
Big up your nan, big up your mum, big up your brother.
It's like I'm receiving an award or something. I'm just going to shout everyone out. Shout out Mr. Hefford in Year 6 for helping me out.
Oh my god, who's the Gothic Me teacher?
Gothic Me. I don't know. You know what? It was Mr. Warlow.
Big up Mr. Warlow.
I can remember Mr. Stapleton. Mr. Stapleton. One time I felt really sick. Should we just talk about school?
I think I have. Oh god, I think I have 2 questions I want to ask you, but then besides that, we can bin the rest off.
Should we go for the questions first, so we can go back to this?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
England team for the Euros.
England team for the Euros. 2 seconds. Let me just turn on my light because it's awfully dark in here. Ready? There we are. Sorry, not very professional of me.
That's right, mate. I don't think none of this has been professional.
My England team for the Euros. I've also prepared that as well.
Mate, see, I have my team for the Euros.
Are we going to compare and contrast them?
We are, because that's content.
Right, here we go. So do you want to go first? Hostess honours?
Yeah, go on then. Right, okay. So the massive question on everyone's agenda. There's there's two goalkeepers, isn't there?
I think there's 3, but there's only one that I would consider good enough.
I same here. For the sound of it, I feel like we've got the same person.
Go on.
I'm going for my number 1 spot is Nick Pope.
That is the same as me, mate.
But mate, love that. See now,
That is-
another question though.
Yes.
Are we doing 3 at the back?
I've just gone for a 4-3-3.
See, I didn't when I first did this because I know Southgate does love a cheeky bit of 3 at the back. See, my take on it, if we play 3 at the back, Connor Cody has to start.
Connor Cody.
Because I feel because he's important for Wolves is 3 at the back.
Yeah.
Like when he was suspended, when I think he had COVID, I think when Wolves had to go back to a back 4 without him, they just looked like a shadow of the team they were. I think he's so important in the middle of the 3.
Yeah, it's a bit weird with Wolves, to be fair, though, because they've been really, even though Arsenal have been bad, they have been really inconsistent this year.
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of season. Like, I mean, last year, Adama Traore was like, honestly, he was like a fish in water.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was unreal, like he was thriving. But like, if you look at his stats this year, it's like 20.
He's to come up later, by the way.
Pardon?
Adama Traore is then to get mentioned later.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can kind of guess what category he's going in, but like,
okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's this thing. It's like, oh, he's like 0 goals, 0 assists. 20 odd appearances, but it's like, but he still uses baby oil on his arms. So
yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Let's just get it out of the way now because I can't. Is Adama Traore over or underrated?
He's overrated.
I think he's overrated. He's Akin Fenwa with a bit of lube on his chest. Like, he's Akin Fenwa with pace.
I think Gervinho's better than him. He's
Yana Sonogo with pace. That's a bit.
He was actually on my list I made earlier on. Adama Traore.
Is it?
Should we carry on with the team?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna go for the back 4. Start from right to left. Who's your right back?
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I have to agree with you so far.
Very good, yeah. Do you want me just to read out mine? We can just compare defences.
Yeah. Who's your right centre back?
Right centre back. I've gone for Joe Gomez.
Oh, will he be fit in time?
Fit Joe Gomez, and to partner him is currently really in form with his partnership with Ruben Diaz. Is John Stones.
Yeah, have to agree.
He has been sensational this season compared to like when you seen the. Have you seen the documentary, the Man City one?
I haven't, to be fair, but I do know what you're on about.
Yeah, in that obviously with it's like primarily focuses on the kind of departure of Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see like the doubt and like the pressure that's going to be applied to the kind of Stones. Like he was kind of like taking the back seat where they had Laporte as well. He's a very good player. But, like,
very good, yeah.
They kind of shutting him away because it's the Laporte Kompany that kind of partnership.
Yeah.
This season, him and Ruben Diaz. Oh my god.
Been insane.
That's
been goal scoring as well.
Oh yeah, but that just springs off of his confidence, really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, for me, now this is a bit of a take. I know not a lot of people rate him, but when I've seen him, he's been solid. I think my 2 because I didn't add Gomez because I thought it would be because I put injuries into it. Michael Keane and John Stones will be my back 2.
Oh, Michael Keane.
I just think he's a little bit. He doesn't offer a lot. But Maguire's definitely going to the Euros. Like he's part of the Southgate's like.
He loves him.
Southgate. Yeah.
The thing is, he doesn't play too bad for England.
It's like Pickford. Pickford for England and Pickford to Everton are very 2 different goalkeepers. But should we base it off that though?
Yeah, that's very true. Have you got a left back position?
I do, and my left back position sparks a little bit of controversy.
Go on.
Saka.
You know what? That was always in my mind, but I've just gone for the safer option of actually choosing Ben Chilwell.
People pick Chilwell, but I think Saka's a better player than Chilwell.
Yeah, but things I'll definitely agree with that. The problem with our kind of defence, we can see where we've gone so alike. Really, obviously having Trent and Stones and that.
Yeah.
Like we have missed out Kyle Walker.
Yeah, but see, okay, right. I'm gonna get this a mention. My dad hates Kyle Walker.
Yeah, I mean he's not a very liked person.
Yeah,
like.
he says like he brings his stat up every time of how many mistakes Kyle Walker makes per game.
Yeah.
And compared to Glenn Johnson, right? And my dad, and when I say that, my dad goes, Glenn Johnson was a very good player back in his day, and
He was though.
he was decent. I mean, he played for Chelsea, Portsmouth, Liverpool. He played like 30 times for England.
I've seen this thing of like failed talents before, and it showed like old videos of him like back in the day. But this is, I mean, when you think of that, the Glenn Johnson now, like not now, but like in like recent memory, you think of the kind of 2006? I can't remember the exact date, but like like the John Joe Shelby kind of like who else there in the team? What's that guy, that left back? I forget his name. John Flanagan.
Oh,
like them kind of. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that's who I think now. It's a bit like Jose days.
Yeah. So you gone 4-3-3?
4-3-3, yes.
Okay, I don't know. I think I'm going 4-2-3-1.
Oh god, it's a very complex formation, but I'd like to see how it works.
In my two now, for some reason in my head this is naughty, but in real life I don't know if it'll work. So I have two players. Okay, Declan Rice is starting for me.
Oh my god! See, this is he's on my subs bench.
Yeah, see, for me he's starting, and now next to, if Jordan Henderson isn't fit, and this is going to shock people, Calvin Phillips.
Oh my god! See, you've gone for a kind. Oh, I know what you tried to do here. But I can't really agree.
Okay, do you rate him though?
Yeah, he is good, but like, I mean, the team that he's playing around will probably get the best out of him. You can agree.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Bielsa's football does sort of like, he plays in. I mean, this is like the quarterback role, as some people name it, but where he spreads balls out. But I think if he at his best, he can play for England. But like, if obviously he doesn't have a great end to the season, blah 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 blah. Jordan Henderson, if fit, should, in my opinion, start and captain England.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, I do agree with that. I can agree with that to a certain extent. Do you want me to read out my kind of three across?
Yeah.
So I've gone for, on the right hand side. It doesn't really matter what side they go on, but and there's three in the midfield. In the central of it is Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
Fully fit, he'll do the job, and also I've made him captain as well.
Well done.
And I've also kind of gone for like a vice captain role, but I'll tell him later on. So he's in the middle, and then on the left I had Phil Foden.
Yeah.
I think obviously the Euros coming up, it's time to make. Obviously he has got a good role at City at the moment, but like kind of get his name out there.
If he plays at his best, he can like create so many chances for like Kane.
Oh, 100%. And then also coming off of that is Jack Grealish.
Yeah. Jack Grealish is in my team.
Yeah, just the game against Arsenal, really, it just shows his kind of quality.
So good.
I know I'm kind of dissing my own team off now, but like that performance was unreal.
He's such a good footballer.
He knows how to play the game like effectively as well. Like he knows how to draw out a dive, get a foul as well. Like he kind of like he knows.
Is he wasted at Villa?
To be fair, there's loads of speculation about him going to Man United.
I mean, he should go to United.
I think it was a year ago he signed a 5-year contract with Aston Villa.
Yeah, but I reckon that's just to bump it up. I don't think it. I think if he doesn't leave in the next 2 to 3 years, then I don't think he'll ever leave Villa. But how old is he now?
Oh God, I don't know, maybe 26, 25.
Hang on.
If there's any way you can check the stat, if you got your thing.
Jack Grealish is 25.
25, yeah, I think I said that, yeah.
Yeah, so he's 26 this year.
I can see what you mean. He's at that.
So when he'd be like 20, 28, 29, I think. When you're that old, people say you're in your prime, but then like, does someone really want to pay £60 million for a 29-year-old Jack Grealish?
I think realistically, what I think is going to happen is he's going to make a big move, to a Premier League.
Spurs.
I don't see. You think Spurs?
I think he should go to Spurs. I mean, I'd sell my kidney for him to join Liverpool.
Oh God, mate, I do. I'm hoping for him to come to Arsenal, but this is what's going to happen. This happens to every single Arsenal fan as well. He's going to sign in 2 to 3 years. He's going to sign, probably 1 to 2 years. He's going to sign for Chelsea by some miracle.
Yeah,
they're going to get the best out of him. He's going to be like a Hazard. And then when he starts to start, show these signs of age, his game isn't as good. You're going to sell him to Arsenal. We're going to
shit.
We're going to wank him. Jesus. We're not going to wank off Jack Grealish.
He'll be on form.
Yeah. Child, mate.
Get Salabra involved.
20 days a week, mate. We're going to whack him on like a 300k wage. And then he's going to rinse the club, and we're going to hate him. That is going to be the story of Jack Grealish.
That almost sounds like Czech, Louise, Willian. I mean, who else is there? Is there anyone else?
Not like main, but I mean, David Luiz is the kind of main one at the moment, and Willian. I mean, Willian's got more assists than Ziyech, so.
Who?
Pardon?
Ziyech?
Ziyech from Chelsea. He's got more. Williams put more numbers in than him. I'm pretty sure. I've got the stats somewhere. I was going to use it later.
Sorry, my mind just went.
So I mean, Ziyech has got. He's played 14 matches. He's got 1 goal and 3 assists.
Yeah. Have you seen him play though?
Oh, he's good.
Naughty.
He's a good player.
He's naughty.
Do you know what I mean? But then again,
I'd rather have him than William.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's played 14 games at the moment.
How many assists does William have?
How many assists?
Yeah.
I believe it's 5.
3 of those were in the first game of the season.
Were they?
Yeah, he got a hat-trick for assists against Fulham. First game of the season.
Well, that's just more evidence that he's fallen off. What I heard in that we were signing Willian, I was over the moon. I'm thinking
classic. See, look, my uncle, right? My uncle's is so like it was like this when Smith Rowe scored like a free kick, and he went a little bit viral on with Arsenal fans. And he was like, oh yeah, he's the next big thing. Who was the other? Guendouzi and Mustafi. He was like, oh mate, honestly, they'll be world class. Next thing you know, that when they get loaned off to Hertha Berlin, I don't see him piping up.
Yeah, I still think Guendouzi is a amazing player, and I have him on as well. Yeah, I mean, like he's been playing well. Like he fits in the team well. He's been slapped like the number 8. So it's if you get a number like that, you're gonna start. Like it's just like you don't get given a good popular number if you're not gonna start. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, he's been whacked straight in there, and he's been doing well. And you see on his Instagram, like, he's found form as well. Like where he wasn't consistently playing under Mikel Arteta, and obviously when we lost to Brighton, I think it must have been. That's when Neil Maupay scored, but then I got injured.
What a game! Love that game.
Yeah, he tried to obviously try to flex on like his wages over like Neil Maupay.
Yeah, he's a bit of that character. I've heard stories of him. Like I think there's a story where he just turned up. He turned up in like some like animal costume to training, and then people were, what is that? And then people like, well, that's just Guendouzi. That's just him. He's a bit of a live wire. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I mean. And like, I've seen a quote somewhere, and I believe it's from someone in like the kind of, I don't know if it's over like the French leagues or so. It's someone that might have worked with him before.
Yeah.
It's like it's like he's still going through like puberty. He's still kind of forming into a man. Like he still has that kind of boyish nature at the moment.
So do you reckon if he gets loaned out like maybe again next year, comes back, do you reckon he'll be a different player?
I mean, just seeing his recent performances, and I don't really know much. I don't really look into the Germans League. Personally, I think it's the Farmers League.
Do you reckon? I think
Yeah.
the Germans League's better than the French league.
Oh yeah, sorry. I think you can probably hear my mum at the door, but yeah, I totally agree with that as well. I mean, it's the French league. There's two kind of giants. There's is he still ringing the front door? Can you hear that?
I've lost what we're talking about.
Might be
Guendouzi. We were talking about Guendouzi, but we still haven't finished our England team.
Oh, then I might have to call back in a bit if that's okay.
Yeah, that's right, mate.
I mean, we're already like an hour point anyways, which is good. But yeah, Guendouzi, I think they're that boyish kind of nature, and I think he's saying about probably going to get the best out of him if he goes out on loan again.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's slowly maturing by the minute, and that's going to just develop him, further into being a better player, which is just what we need really.
Yeah.
I think we've found kind of like a bit of success with Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
But even if so, it's just the problem is we have we need that position to be covered well, and the only person that's really doing it like really really good is Granit Xhaka. And I know
which is like not many people say.
I mean he's played like the last 12 matches.
I mean,
He's
the
a
Burnley.
consistent player, but sometimes he is consistently shit.
Yeah.
There's just kind of getting that best kind of like that the best of his ability in like them big games. But do you know what I mean? To me, like. Even with Lucas Torreira as well. I mean, coming out from loan, we've got Lucas Torreira. That he's a forgotten man at Arsenal at the moment.
Yeah.
We don't know enough. But then we have Guendouzi coming back. And personally, if I had to pick between the two of them, it would be Guendouzi to stay.
Would right? Partey, Guendouzi, and Lucas Torreira in the same midfield work.
Yeah.
Why can't you just go like right? So what happens, right? You lot. So you sign Grealish. You play them three midfield. Them three run their arse off all game. Just get the ball, give it to Grealish, and then Grealish can give it to like Aubameyang or like.
Yeah.
Nketiah. to that. Pepe.
And Nketiah, I hate that boy so much.
Oh, why not?
He's actually overrated. I forgot to add him to my list. You know what? We was actually talking about our Euro squad, and we went completely off track.
We went to Euro squad, and you know about how Grealish will go to Chelsea, then Arsenal, then Arsenal will hate him, and then you went on to Guendouzi, and then the French league and the German league.
We've just gone completely off track.
Earlier, mate, about half an hour ago. We were talking about poo pants and a cement mixer. So I don't.
Halo Reach,
which we got to have a part 2.
Oh, 100%. Just count. Honestly, I've had such a good time being on. We've still got.
The thing as well, I've like as like someone who needs to post this, I've over like an hour mark is sort of where I want it, and I've just think to myself, I can do another 2 or 3 of these.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm here. I'm not doing anything. Like, if you need me, I'm there. I'm a simple text away. I mean, do you want me to finish off my Euro squad quickly?
Yeah, you finish your squad, and I'll finish mine off. I mean, what do we get? You're on your 4-3-3, ain't you?
I'm on my 4-3-3, yeah, and I've got the 3 up top. I've got Sancho, Harry Kane, and then Sterling on the left. So Sancho right mid, Sterling left mid.
I actually have the. No, I don't. I have 3 in front. I think I have Foden, Sterling on the right.
Yeah.
And then I have Grealish on the left with Kane up front.
Which is, I mean, yeah, again, it's very solid. And then even in both our teams, you're seeing Phil Foden come through.
Exactly. So I think you can go wrong with your England team, really.
I mean, I think both of us together, I think they're kind of the perfect English team. We've included the same kind of players. Like, we know that.
I wouldn't be angry if Declan Rice didn't start, or like I wouldn't be angry if Michael Keane didn't start. I think Keane over Maguire. I just think Keane makes less mistakes.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Maguire, especially for 80 as well. That's daylight robbery. I used to like him when he was back at Leicester.
Same.
I thought he was a player, but
Slabhead in 2018. Oh, I couldn't think of anything better.
Like I honestly, I would get that back in 2018. I would get that man's name tatted on me. Do you know what I mean? He is
Maguire 5 on your back, full.
I get the actual shirt, the England shirt as well. Like, yeah, just compared to what he is now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
he's proper went down.
It's a shame. Yeah, I mean, we've done our Euros teams, and in my opinion, they're both, very alike. They're very good. Obviously, I don't know why Declan Rice is in there. That's beyond me. But yeah, personally, I think we've got two very good teams.
I mean, we've gone for 1 hour and 7 minutes. It'll be a little bit less than that because you went for a piss. I think we can just. I was going to get players for the over and underrated, but I forgot to. So I'm going to go off my head. Oh, we'll just talk for like 5 minutes or so. Just rattle off. So we said, Adama Traore, over and underrated. Like I said, I think he's Akinfenwa with a bit of lube on his chest.
Yeah. On my, I'll just say my overrated and I'll say my underrated. We can just go have a quick chat and then we can just round it off from there.
Yeah.
My overrated. I'll go from underrated first. I have Souček from West Ham.
Agreed.
26 games, 8 goals. He hasn't got any assists yet, but still, just like he's that threat as well.
I think he's getting there to properly rated because a lot of people are like rating him.
People are starting to notice him now, and I used to sign him all the time on FIFA career mode. He's the fitting, honestly. He fits into a team so well. It's his physical kind
him
of
and Rice together.
Yeah, I mean, even that, yeah. And then the last two kind of players I've got on here, they are known, but it's Gundogan, especially with the season he's having.
Yeah.
And then I had Phil Foden as well.
Are they underrated?
I mean, I say they're underrated, but their kind of like presence is getting known now. Like Gundogan, like he's obviously been classed, but especially with Phil Foden. I mean, that name's coming up so often, but Phil Foden, like the opportunity he's getting now to actually show his talent, like showcase his ability, is just, he's going to form to be. I personally, there's that kind of the three wonder kids of the Premier League at the moment, ain't there? There's the kind of Phil Foden, there's the Greenwood, there's the Saka.
Would you put Curtis Jones in there? I rate Curtis Jones highly.
I wouldn't. At the moment, I wouldn't.
I don't think talent-wise, Curtis Jones is up there with Foden. But I think as an all-round player, Curtis Jones is he's very skillful. He's very quick on the feet. He's got a good shot on him.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I think he could play for Liverpool in the next 5-6 years, like regular. But if he gets what he is now, and sort of just like adds a few things to his game, so like longer range of passing, a better long shot, just even better feet than he has now, he could play. Yeah. He could play for England.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. I mean I've seen him play as well. I've seen him play in many games where he just come on as a sub or whatever, and I'm like he completely influenced the game. He's very talented.
He changes the game. That's the thing. He can dribble past that player.
And I forget I don't know what team it is against, but even just scoring that, he scored a wonder goal as well.
Oh, I think it was Lincoln. He scored like twice or something. He scored 2 absolute screamers.
Yeah, he honestly he's unreal.
And you're thinking about Everton.
Yeah, Everton. Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, especially like, obviously Liverpool versus Everton is such a big game.
Scouse lad as well.
Yeah, Merseyside derby even, and just scoring that. I don't know his exact age, but like being a young lad, you're coming through the system.
He captained that game. Do you know that?
Pardon?
He was captain that game.
Was he?
Because Liverpool. I think we played a lot of youngsters. I think for some reason, and I think Origi to Curtis Jones, top right. There's another name. Do you think Origi is over or underrated?
Sure, I can add just from talking about that. I can add him to underrated Origi. He does wonders. And also another name came in just as I just thought about as we were speaking. I don't have any stats or anything on them, but Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto?
My God, Pedro Neto is one of my favourite footballers to watch this season.
He has been insane. Although it was a bit of a shib-shab season.
Yeah. In
the words of Harvey Mahoney, but like just him watch him. Like, every time he used to get the ball, like he'd get the ball and walls
run, dribble past 2
players. This is a goal. He's just so like he's just unreal. But the 3 overrated players I had was obviously Adama Traore, who we've rinsed. I think him and Phil Foden came up the most in this podcast.
Yeah.
Adama, and then I had 2 Chelsea players being Timo Werner and obviously Ziyech.
Yeah.
I mean, 50 million. Up for Werner, 50 million, 5 goals and 5 assists. Yeah. Even though I think they have potential. They have
potential to do well, but this season they've just not been good enough.
I mean, I'm not being funny. Like, it just showing that it shows that obviously, like,
Havertz as well.
yeah, it's funny. I didn't even get mentioned on there, but the amount they pay for them, you would think Chelsea. Like, even I made a prediction at the start of the season that Chelsea would just walk it.
Did you?
But yeah, but it just shows really, like, obviously, like, money can't buy you, glory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't think Chelsea would do well for the sole fact is I do not rate Frank Lampard as a manager at all.
Well, yeah, he is overhyped. I mean, it's clear now that he has left Chelsea. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel's came in.
He did. He got the same points as the Derby manager the season before him. He did the same. I think he either got him to the semi-finals of the playoffs, lost, and then he got the Chelsea job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the people saying it about Gerrard. Okay, so obviously Gerrard just won the Scottish Premiership.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, aka my dad, my second dad.
Big Stevie G.
Yeah, and I think my dad, my real dad, said to me yesterday. He said, "Do you think it's time for Gerrard to come?" I said, "No, I don't think it is. I don't want Gerrard to come to Liverpool because it will ruin his career."
Yeah, especially like, obviously that. I mean, it'd be the same thing as Frank Lampard, really.
Exactly.
The thing is,
yeah.
I prefer a manager to make the mistake. Let's say 'cause it happened to Brendan Rodgers, didn't it?
Yep.
Go to Liverpool. That part of that his kind of like career as a manager, like that on his resume, that's bad. Like what happened?
But then he went to Celtic and then went unbeaten twice.
Celtic's still a massive team in the Scottish Premier League. I mean, when you think Scottish Premier League, you think Rangers, you think Celtic. You know what I mean?
Are you a Rangers or a Celtic fan?
Celtic fan.
I'm a Rangers fan. I'm a Rangers fan because I think some of my family is a Rangers fan. And,
is it?
And because of Gerrard.
I mean, I think mainly Celtic only because I mean, you don't really met anyone as another. But there's, I mean, yeah, one Kieran Tierney, two Scott Brown.
You can't not love Scott Brown.
I remember just one like season I come back to FIFA, but on FIFA I just had the Celtic kit all season. So as soon as I think Celtic, I just think of FIFA.
Yeah,
like
because people like don't understand that, but like once you have like I play Football Manager a lot, and I also play FIFA. Once you get a connection with like a certain team, a certain player, like it sort of stays in real life. You sort of look out for them.
Yeah, it is weird. Someone that I actually like support a lot is Jesse Lingard, and he gets stick.
He does.
And I hate that. Like, obviously, going off mental health and stuff. Like, I hate the fact that people, even though you've got such a big platform to like perform on, and maybe a few appearances where you play a bit, shite. Do you know what I mean? I just hate like the criticism people get, and especially like comments and that are made in their posts. Obviously, you want these players to do better. Like, especially if you're a Manchester United fan, you want your players to do better. So why would you go into your comment section and absolutely violate them? That's not going to boost their confidence.
I want to say as well for an Arsenal, Leno. I saw a clip where Leno was talking. He said someone commented, "Do it like," and then a former German goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And that German goalkeeper committed suicide. And and Leno was saying in this interview, like he explained who he was. And I that personally don't fit right for me. Like just because Leno lets in 2 goals, makes a mistake, he lost the football game.
Yeah.
Like if you really think about it, if you don't like football, you say football is 22 men kicking the ball about, trying to put a goal in a bit of pigskin in a net.
Yeah.
And that's what football is. It literally is. It's nothing more than that on the core. Yes, it does. It is people's livelihood, people's income. It's like it's not a lot of people's escape. But telling someone to kill themselves because they've done something bad on a football pitch is, I mean, racial abuse as well.
That thing is, that's, I mean, especially obviously racial threats and that are made to the players as well. Especially in the current climate with obviously Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. You can see there's been protests on the pitch. I mean, I don't know if they're still doing it now, but even like introducing that, like where they take the knee before a football game.
Do you agree with? Okay, so we are both straight white men. We can't really sort of talk about this subject from a matter of like we've experienced it. But do you agree with players and teams stopping doing the knee.
There has been protests, like even in America during like the national anthem and stuff. There's been players taking the knee to kind of support it when others don't. And personally, I believe like if you're given a platform to promote and influence younger generations, and I believe that you should do it. And by people's role models, for say, like let's say like I think they even do it in the lower leagues as well. Like I'm not being funny, like you could have some like proper like their player, but as soon as someone looks up to them and like is a bit of an inspiration, if they're to follow that kind of trend in that and promote it, then it can influence the mindset of the younger generations, which is so important. 100%. You know what I mean? That's my kind of view, and I think that's the best view to kind of have, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, mate. Finishing off, I haven't got any. Finishing off, I just have your favourite game you've ever watched live. I think that's a good way to end it off.
Good way to end it off. I mean, it's perfect for me as well because my phone is currently on like 4%, so I'm kind of. But I had it written down somewhere. Favourite game I've watched. I had two kind of games that I wasn't obviously present to watch it, but I was like viewing it, obviously Kelly or whatever. I had two games in mind, and I had Liverpool Arsenal. It was the 5-5.
Oh, what game?
5-5, sorry. Liverpool won it on penalties in the end. Willock scored a screamer. There was the Ozil flick, and also the Origi scoring that last minute kind of.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain scoring the screamer. Don't you forget that.
Oh yeah, true. That's against his old club as well, which is a joke. It just would happen. The Ozil flick as well was class, and also going for that, I had Manchester City versus QPR in 2012.
Oh.
The iconic. I mean, that's just good, and that just sums up the Premier League for me, really. Just 100%. That. And obviously Pellegrini. Is it Pellegrini? He done like a whole lap of the pitch. Joe Hart as well.
Mancini, I think it was before then. Mancini, I think so. Yeah.
It was Mancini, yeah, not Pellegrini.
He's Italian, yeah. No,
he's just Italian.
Sounds the same, doesn't it?
And then obviously, so if we're rounding it up now, what's your kind of favourite game you've ever watched? I think that's a good way to kind of.
No, this is a bit of it's a bit of a left wing shout. I have two. Liverpool versus Dortmund 5-4. Dejan Lovren scoring last minute.
Yeah. What a player.
Okay, I would say England Croatia, but I'm not doing it because it broke my heart. This sounds a bit weird. France Argentina World Cup 2018. Pavard scoring that screamer.
Oh yeah, I knew straight away.
And then Mbappe, like just running the show.
Yeah.
I was watching that game, and it just sort of like summed up everything I loved about football. Brilliant, I loved it. That's sort of a game. It's the sort of game you'd watch. You would show someone who doesn't like football. How can you tell me you do not? Can you honestly look me in the eye and say you do not get turned on seeing Pavard swerve that ball well into that top?
It got covered the tournament as well.
Yeah, I was such a nice goal.
When I witnessed that goal, I was sat in my friend's kitchen. I think we had a night out like the night before. I think we had like a party or whatever, and I could remember being so hungover in his kitchen and sat there, and everyone was like half awake. And as soon as you see Pavard hit it with that much power, and it hits the net, and literally everyone jumped up like there was like I think we had like bacon rolls went everywhere because everyone was like, what? Like honestly, when I think of the 2018 World Cup, I think bacon rolls. They are. Bacon rolls and screamers. That sums it up for me, really. I
think that's a lovely way to end the podcast. Bacon rolls.
Bacon rolls and screamers. Remember that.
Bacon rolls and screamers.
Life is bacon rolls and screamers.
Beer, bongs, bacon rolls and screamers.
Perfect. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure to actually come on the podcast, and if you would want to invite me again, I'm down.
Mate, honestly, part 2, maybe a part 3 is going to happen sooner rather than later.
Oh, definitely. Can I shout out a couple of people before I go?
100% you can.
Obviously, shout out to you. You know, it's thank you so much for inviting me on. Shout out to my nan, my mum, Teddy, Dylan. Shout out to my boys as well. Ellis, Bradley, Dylan Woodcock. You know, you got Will Farmer. Just shout out all the boys, everyone. Yeah, but honestly, thank you so much for having me on. It's been one of the best hours of my lockdown.
Oh, mate. Just to add on to that as well, shout out to Will Farmer for me headbutting him when we played for Stotfold. It wasn't on purpose. What a man, though.
Catastrophic. That's just playing days.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
lovely. Well,
I mean, I've been Tyler Barnard. You've been Harvey Mahoney. This has been the Coaches Don't Play podcast. Thank you for watching.